How to train your horse to walk over a tarp. Now, Versace was kind of interesting because he was our most nervous horse. So I had a hard time getting him to voluntarily interact with scary objects. Usually he just wants to avoid them and ignore them. A fellow Arabian trainer suggested to me to try At Liberty and encouraging him, like when he sniffed the tarp or came near it, to give him a treat. And for him, this worked really well. For other horses, it would not work so well. So here you could see he was just kind of following me around the tarp, which was a huge improvement. And he got a treat every time he interacted with it. Of course, this type of training doesn't work for every horse, but for one like him, it really did. So he worked up and he got closer and closer to the tarp. And here he actually gets a single foot on the tarp. And it does make that crinkly noise. And he didn't freak out. So it was a huge, huge improvement. When you start the process of getting them to walk over a tarp, you want to start with the tarp kind of smaller. And if you're worried about it getting caught in their feet, you can put some sand on the corners, or you can put some heavier on the corners to prevent it from getting too caught in their feet. I'm not really worried about his reaction. I did put sand down on Versace's tarp because I was worried about it getting caught in his feet and giving him a bad experience. Smaller and see if he'll follow me. See, there you go. And then we'll stop and look at it. Cool. And Versace's going to paw at it here, which is big steps because it means he's interacting with it. Now, Versace gets treat trained more than Freddie does because they're two very different personalities, and Freddie is still learning to not be pushy with treats, so I can't use treats as much as a reward. But thankfully, Freddie is an extremely confident horse with scary objects. Versace, not so much. We've had to work on this. So here he is. He's just trying to figure out what's up with this tarp, right? They don't have fingers, so he's using his feet and his mouth to interact with it. Same with Freddie. Here he is playing with the tarp. Thankfully, he did not spook himself by doing this and also prevented him from eating the tarp. With a horse as confident as Freddie, you can just lead him over it sometimes. But when you have a horse that's more timid like Versace, sometimes it's better to actually send them over the tarp by themselves, because when you walk with them, there's a higher chance that they could jump on you if they were to get scared. Of course, same possibility with sending them over it, but it's a little safer. And once they're pretty confident with this, you can lead them over it by hand. Take your time with this, and they'll be walking over it in no time.